What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by, spending some time with me tonight. I wanted to talk to you about the coronavirus. There's a couple things that I think you should know about the coronavirus. So, the first thing is, it doesn't matter if the coronavirus is real or if it's a hoax. All right? It really doesn't matter if there really is a virus or if there really isn't a virus. What matters is that there is a belief that the virus is real in the minds of many, many people. Millions of people believe in the virus. Millions of people fear the virus. They're in fear for their very life because of this virus. That's what's real. That's what's true. That's what you need to know about the coronavirus. Have you ever watched like this epic battle scene in a movie, and what you see on the battlefield is all of these people are running around frantically, kind of like what you're seeing in the world right now. All of these people are running around frantically, hacking at each other, right? Some of them are running away in fear, trying to hide, But the main heroes of the movie are always just calmly walking through the battlefield, focused on something in the distance that nobody else can see. They're focused on the victory, right? And people seem to just clear out of their way when they're coming, but any poor, unfortunate soul that happens to decide to stand up against our main hero simply gets ran over, gets knocked over easily, not even a challenge for our hero, right? So if you can take this bird's eye view, if you can no longer relate to the coronavirus like everyone else does, and you see it from a different perspective, you see the belief in the coronavirus, what you're doing there is taking an outsider's perspective, a more objective standpoint. And so you're able to see the bigger picture. You're able to see how so many people believe in the coronavirus, and their belief in the coronavirus, their fear over the coronavirus, in fact, makes them a prime candidate for manipulation. They're very easily manipulated due to their beliefs, due to their fear in the coronavirus. And that's what these people rely on, the ones who are behind this entire shit show on planet Earth. And this is the second thing you need to know about the coronavirus, really, is that there's a code language that's being spoken on your TV. Every time that you watch the news and you see the president talking, or the Surgeon General, or any of these other people up there on that stage behind that podium talking, giving us their words of wisdom, there's a code language that's being spoken there, right? You've heard them talk about this invisible enemy, and how we need to stop the spread of this invisible enemy. We need to kill this virus. We need to stop this virus. We need to vaccinate the entire world against this virus. This is all a code language. And what you need to know is that there are certain people feeding this narrative to your favorite celebrity or politician on the television. And those people, the ones who are feeding the narrative, they believe that you are the virus, that I am the virus, that your sense of individuality, your want for freedom and personal liberty is a virus. These are the same people that feed you the overpopulation and climate change narratives, right? Trying to convince you that you're a cancer to planet Earth. And they can prove it to you, right? And I've met people that aren't professionals in any sort of field regarding these sciences or these studies, these disciplines, right? That actually agree with the experts and quote them themselves and say that human beings are just a cancer on the planet, a virus on the planet that needs to be exterminated, that needs to be wiped out. And it is alarming to me how easily fooled the general public is into saying these things about themselves, that the entire world would be better off if they were dead. And they're in entire family was dead, if the entire human race was dead, that the world would be better off. It's very easy to believe that, huh? When you have a certain trusted source of information. But there is a code that's being spoken on that TV, and the virus that they're trying to stop and slow the spread of is you. They already believe there's too many of you, and that you're damaging in a way, and that you're developing a mind of your own. You're not really thinking like a machine anymore. You're starting to think more like a free individual, a free human being, and we can't have that. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to stop this virus from spreading. So we need these people to social distance. We need this reproduction to stop. This reproduction of the virus needs to stop. So we need to separate people. And we think that perhaps this has to do with the physical sort of population control. But it doesn't have anything to do with the physical population or the physical climate. You see what I'm saying? It's more of a spiritual control, a spiritual climate. That's the language that's going on. See, with things coming out like YouTube and other like social media platforms, it sort of is putting the power back in the hands of the people, where people like you and I, we're able to have our opinions be heard. They matter, right? We're gaining our voice back. And this is the virus, huh? There's a lot of people that are starting to wake up. You've heard people talk about it, that right now there is a great awakening that's happening. And that's the virus that they're talking about on the news, that they're trying to stop. When they say virus, they're referring to this great awakening that's happening. All of these people that are realizing that, maybe I'm not as free as I thought I was. Maybe this entire world isn't what I thought it was. Maybe, in fact, this entire world is like a prison. And somebody's running that prison. If you don't believe me, I can let you know, because I've been to prison before. That's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, because this idea of social distancing that you're hearing all over the news, right? That I'm watching people take part in this idea of social distancing. In prison, this is called controlled movement, right? There's a line on the floor. You have to follow that line everywhere that you go in a single file line, huh? Just like the lines in your local supermarket or in the gas station, those lines that tell you to remain 6 feet away from the person in front of you, they have those same signs on the floor in prison, huh? And those barriers between you and the store clerk, yeah, they do that same thing in prison. It's called controlled movement. You know how restaurants are opening and they're having to reduce maximum occupancy and spread out their tables and seating in a certain fashion? Yeah, they do that in prison too. You know how there's been this big push for you to pre-order your groceries online, and it would be much more effective if you ordered them online and just simply went to the store, picked them up in your car, left and went back to your your home? Yeah, they do that in prison too. Every time you go to the store in prison, you want to buy groceries from the commissary, from the canteen, you have to pre-order it. And when you go, you have this little ID card, right? And this ID card has a barcode on the back, kind of like your ID does, and it has all of your information on there, including your money. And you just slide it when you go to the store, just like you would your debit card. The money's taken from your account. You walk down to the next section, pick up your bag of items, and go straight back to your cell. It's a very efficient system to get 1,000 people through this checkout line in one day, right? But it's not there for the convenience of the inmates. Really, it's to get the inmates straight back to the cell and off the yard as fast as possible, to avoid any sort of mishap, right? And this is what's going on out here. And this is where you see these places that are concentrating right now on curbside pickup carryouts only, and only a certain amount of people in there. And to keep business going, they're going to need you to speed up your meals. You're only going to have a certain amount of time to eat your meals before you're forced to go back home. And even if you want to leave your home and go have fun, go have some rec time, or, you can only go to these designated fun zones like your local recreational parks, right? Or the bar, or the mall, right? Or all of these other novel attractions that you've been given, right? Just like in prison, when you go outside for your leisure time, you're limited to a rec yard, right? You can't go anywhere else. If you're caught out of place, it's a wrap for you, huh? You're not coming outside again for a week. They're going to lock you down again. And the reason why they do this in prison is because it's common knowledge, right? There's a lot more inmates than there are guards, and those guards have to maintain some sort of authority, some sort of control over these inmates. And they have to make sure that there is absolutely no chance or the least chance possible that these inmates are able to form some sort of alliance together and form some sort of resistance, rebellion, and overthrow the establishment, right? And the way that they do this is by social distancing or controlling movement. You know how they came on the news, they said no social gatherings of any more than 10 people. It has to be less than 10 people. This is a rule in prison too. You can have your neighbors come over to your cell and hang out for a little while at night or during the day, whatever, right? But you can't have any more than, say, 3 people in a room at one time or 5 people in a room at one time. And this is just to make sure that nobody's coming up with any plans, you know? Nobody's conspiring to overthrow the government, the local authority, right? And all of this is what's happening right now. And it's astounding to me that people are actually going outside and celebrating the fact that they're in prison, right? Because everybody thinks that they lifted some sort of gate, right? That at first they lock everybody down. They make you feel real down and depressed. You can't go do this. You can't do that. Nothing's the same anymore. And then all of a sudden they say, hey, free time, rec time, everyone go out, enjoy yourself for a little while. Man, there's so many boats out on the lake today. It's not even a joke. I've been hearing music all day. Everyone's out there having a good old time partying. It feels like everything is right with the world. But you'll see that this social distancing is still in place, is it not? People are still wearing masks and gloves. People are still walking with their feet on those lines in your grocery store. People are still stopping at those lines in the gas station and staying behind those barriers, right? Huh? Welcome to the new world. But now's not really the time to celebrate. Don't think that the battle is over. Huh? Anyway, until next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.